Hey guys, what's going on? Kevin Cage back with another daily cryptocurrency video. Welcome to the channel. Like and subscribe if you like what you see, and let's get right into the information today. And if you've noticed the pinned comment down below the video, guys, I am starting a second YouTube channel. Please subscribe if you want to keep up to date with more so my day-to-day thoughts, habits, goals, failures, business, health, and vlogs. If you guys don't care at all, don't worry about it. But again, just takes 1 second to show a little support. I'm trying to get that sub count out, and I'll start to produce some personal information as well, and I'll continue to keep this more so related to cryptocurrency, digital assets, investing, etc. But as we can see, guys, XRP is still hovering around 25 cents. No surprise there. I don't do much TA, at least. I mean, personally, I try to, but I'm not going to be doing that on, YouTube because I don't think I have enough experience. But what I want to talk about, I know I mentioned Anthony Pompliano in the interview. In terms of expectations, I was going back and forth with some people on Twitter today, and personally, I think it's going to be very, very interesting how Pompliano is, after the interview with Brad Garlinghouse, which will be uploaded early next week. Do you think he's going to have a newfound respect for XRP and, shills it? Or do you think he already knows about XRP and he's just playing dumb? Do you actually think he's been focused on Bitcoin and, proof of work and actually doesn't really know too much about XRP? Do you think he's trying to use this to his advantage to tear XRP apart per se and gather more Bitcoin fans? Or is he trying to get some people on the XRP community on his side, realizing how big we are? There's a lot of speculation. I personally am not sure, and we'll find out. I mean, I'm just curious what his vested interest is. Does he want to potentially look into adding XRP onto Morgan Creek Digital on his Morgan Creek Digital platform more so? I don't know, but we'll see. I would bet you that he owns XRP. If he doesn't, then he's a lot more ignorant than I thought, but overall, I think he's a nice guy. All right. Right here. So I actually had a really dumb moment earlier, guys. I was confusing Codius, which is XRP's smart contract platform, with Cobalt, which is more so an initiative. It's not just based on speed, but we all know that Cobalt has kind of been put on the back burner, and I mixed that up. But luckily, Mike, and hopefully I pronounced your last name right, Mike Nardalillo corrected me here. And basically, I was just, saying, oops, 7-Up Blonde moment. And David Schwartz literally goes, and we're talking about Codius, remember, the smart contract platform. And David Schwartz responds to the tweet, which is awesome, Mr. $1 Trillion Man. And he says, if only we had a team of experienced DeFi developers to work on it. Now, DeFi, decentralized finance. What just happened with the Logos payment or Logos network acquisition, guys? Pay attention. Remember, they just were talking and bragging about a bunch of new developers via Logos that are working on the XRP ledger. So now Mike even goes and says, and this is speculation, but it leads you to question it. So the new acquisition of Logos will be built on Codius? Interesting. Let me know your thoughts. I think that this could be very potential. I'm not trying to create hype, but again, exciting as always. Next, I know I showed this video clip the other day with Bank XRP, always has some great information. This is Bank XRP. Check them out on YouTube as well. Literally Bank XRP, talking about and showing the American Express Ripple implementation and demo a while back. And again, this was X-Current, so simmer down, don't get too pumped. But regardless, they're a RippleNet customer, which is great. We all know the long-term plan for on-demand liquidity. Now, what I wanted to go over is talking about ILP, Interledger Protocol. And right here, according to American Express, this is what it will take for Ripple's Interledger Protocol to become the standard. So let's take a peek at this. And here's the quote. To truly become a standard, ILP would have to become widely used for applications that are not directly connected to Ripple, its original developer. As a step toward that goal, Ripple made ILP open source, contributing it to a new Interledger project that is now hosted by the Linux Foundation. There's now also a group within W3C, the Web Standards Organization, which we've talked about, that is discussing Interledger for payments. Now, if you guys have not seen the video that Sam I Am just released on To the Lifeboats, is the name of the YouTube channel, newest YouTube video talking about the Interledger protocol, I highly recommend checking it out. I personally learned a lot from it, and I'm probably going to be referencing that in future videos as well, just kind of comparing ILP built similar to the OSI models in terms of how networks function. And I just thought it was really, really insightful, so I appreciate his work as well. Now, when we're talking ILP, we are contributing to the greater picture. This is not just cross-border payments with, XRapid or on-demand liquidity. This is not just micropayments with Coil, even though both of those are massive. We're talking about interoperability even between the Internet of Things, which will be massive. Now, Internet of Things, IoT. We already know XRP was built not only to scale to the 7.5 billion human population, but also to support the increasing number of devices that things are connected to and being added to the network. Brad Garlinghouse has talked about IoT. David Schwartz has discussed IoT. This should be no surprise. So I just wanted to speculate and say that this should be under consideration. Now, I don't know how instant that would be, but I'm just talking about bigger picture for those of you that might want to, maybe hold 1,000 XRP for life. All right, King Solomon, right here, N-A-C-H-A. I'm just going to refer to them as Nacha. I've never actually heard them in the video. But again, guys, this is the National Automated Clearinghouse Association. And again, 11,000 financial institutions. And basically, King Solomon's talking about the connection to RippleNet. And he's, I agree. When someone posts something and they just talk about a price prediction and a date, it gets 10x more attention. This guy posts some of the greatest research, and he's really not recognized, which is silly. So definitely give him a follow, guys, if you're here on Twitter for the XRP community, that do your own research, get up-to-date news, not waiting on videos, and maybe just get notifications to read important articles and developments with your investment. Now, of course, we know, and I'll go over this again in another article and actually show you the sources, but we have 25 billion payments, which is about $43 trillion processed annually. And he's just talking about the multiple Ripple connections, the private company connections to Nacha, N-A-C-H-A. I'm going to just call them Nachas if I haven't said already. And this is his belief why he's so early in distributed ledger technology. So as we go, we can see back in 2014, no surprise, a lot of people have joined the Nacha Alliance though, but Ripple Labs joins them in 2014. 2015 of May, Nacha banks approved same-day settlement in US, and this is on Ripple.com, same-day settlement. What do you think they're utilizing? Connect the dots. All right, and then let me see here. So we went here, we talked about them. Now, what I also want to go over is, let me see here, the website, right here. So, as I've just said, look, represents nearly 11,000 financial institutions. Sounds like it's connected exactly what SWIFT is, $43 trillion in 2016. Now the Fed's pumping even more money and there's inflation, so maybe this rate's a little higher. And then, again, Nacha's not directly involved in the ACH transactions that flow to and from the organization and FIs, but the ACH network is governed by the Nacha operating rules, a set of rules that guide risk management. So basically, they're funded to govern this organization. Okay, so I just wanted to connect that dot. Don't over-speculate, but I just want to show that Ripple knows what they're doing. They're highly I'm with a lot of these people, and they are truly already at the foundation and have been doing this for years. So I just want to emphasize that. Now, just because it doesn't say XRP, I'm not saying XRP is going to go to $5,000 overnight. I'm just saying that the connections and foundations have been built for a very, very long time. All right, right here, XRP Coin News just shot me this article the other day. I wanted to go over it because it has some good tidbits of information. So you guys may have already known, and I'm going to add some additional information to this just in case it's repetitive, but Ripple continues global takeover with new European office. Now, what is this in regards to? Well, of course, we have a new Iceland office coming as a recent surge of interest in Europe with the Ripple fan, assuming she's a Ripple fan, but of course she is. She's already said. Christine Lagarde, again, she was the director of the IMF starting November 1st. She will actually be the president of the European Central Bank, which is very cool. And right here, the new Icelandic team will play an integral role in the ongoing development of Ripple's ODL, on-demand liquidity. And again, you can click that link. Check out Ripple's new website, updated. I think it's beautiful. You got all kinds of stuff. Join the network, 40 to 60% cost savings, 24/7, instant real-time payments and settlements, MoneyGram, some quotes, basically just bridging all the products. So once you're on RippleNet, you have access to on-demand liquidity, just like XCurrent 4.0 I've been saying all along, having the ability to integrate XRapid. This is almost the push they're doing. Remember, liquidity is the key word, and now they just literally have this. Not even just removing friction from global payments, but it's just on-demand liquidity. You need liquidity? Here you go. So super cool to see that. As we go here, so Ripple's brought the Icelandic crypto trading firm Algrim and its team of gifted engineers to help expand its reach deep into Europe. Now, something interesting that actually I believe Sam I Am, he actually brought this up, and he did reply this tweet to Pompliano, and he was just talking about the recent acquisition of Algrim, based out of Iceland, gives Ripple an exchange partner to handle XRapid transactions in Europe, of course. But he was saying something like the fact that it's in Iceland is really, really intriguing. They're not completely part of the European Union, but they're still connected for trade. So what's the strategy? Has the European Union, with their regulations slowed down adoption and they're trying to pivot and do a new thing? I just want to know the play here. So it's interesting. And again, without over speculating here, again, we know the acquisition, they're we just talked about Logos, adding 8 new engineers. I've seen the numbers 8 and 9, and then I've seen 15 somewhere, so I guess we'll have to confirm that. But again, to the spring team, they're growing the strong team. Let me see here. You guys already know about this with Algrim. And then right here, Algrim team boasts over a decade of experience in building digital trading platforms. Its own platform links 30 markets globally. Now, Ripple, remember, they literally acquired them, so of course they're going to be positioning them in a way that's favorable. There's a method to the madness with these strategic partnerships and acquisitions, and this is literally what, Brad Garlinghouse has said. They have the money. They are going, this is a game of chess. They're going to be playing smart, and they're acquiring. So Ripple's Icelandic office is directly related to accelerating its global domination, attracting even more partners to RippleNet. All right, and basically, and then, they're boasting over 250 RippleNet partners. Depends what you want to classify as, a partner. Per se, is it just connected to XVIA? Is it actually using XRapid? We know only a small fraction of these guys are using XRapid today. With regulations coming, we've heard all kinds of regulations with CRC, the SEC, all kinds of drama in the space. I think we're definitely approaching something, and we're approaching a crossroads. Curious to see what happens next, but I'm going to keep up to date with all the news. I want you guys to let me know your thoughts. So again, I want to hear your thoughts on your expectations for Pompliano. Do you think he has a vested interest? Do you think it's completely innocent and he's looking to learn, about XRP? What are your thoughts with David Schwartz in that tweet where I did speculate, and yes, it's healthy to speculate, about, decentralized decentralized finance developers to work on this project? Do you think that's connected to Logos and they'll be working on Codius, which would be awesome? Further implementation of the smart contracts, because remember, we need smart contracts, interoperability protocols, and blockchain to create the true Internet of Value. So that's exciting. Talked a little bit about American Express, talked about NACHA, and the connections there back in 2014. Should be no surprise. And again, this is all about operating rules, all about standardization. And then, yes, King Solomon does tie it together, which I did forget to mention, with APIs. Creating a standardized API connection to bank with. Again, reducing developmental costs, ensuring acceptance, consistency. Basically, interoperability is the key word here. So again, interested? Let me know your thoughts down below, and I'll see you in the next one.